Season 1 of The Acolyte, the wrap-up. And there's, oh man. I don't, okay, you know what? I don't even, Hi, thank you for tuning into the Tom Patelson Show. Yeah, season 1 of The Acolyte is over. And this is my wrap-up. If you've already watched my first part, that's where I give the basic outline of what's going on. You should watch that first, because I'm not going to repeat all that stuff. And this is loaded with spoilers. This whole thing's going to be spoilers. I'm assuming you've seen it. You wanted to hear us talk about it and all of the nerd things. Oh boy. The Acolyte. Okay, here's the overarching thing of The Acolyte, the first season. This is to set up that the Jedi are corruptible. And it sets the stage for the entrance of the Sith, or the reemergence of the Sith, although they're not mentioned by name, and they're still going with the what was it angle from episode 1 when they run into Darth Maul and go, what was it? I don't know, but it was mastered in the Jedi arts. And they're still calling it an it, and they're calling Khmer an it when they meet him, even though it's clearly a guy with a mask on his head, okay? What is it? It's a guy with a mask on his head, and he's got a lightsaber. That's what it is, he is. And I don't like the mask with the teeth in it. Did you buy that at the villain store? I mean, are we really going with that? I think it would have been cool if there was nothing on the helmet, but again, whatever, I'm not doing that. Okay, to the story. This is the setup for the downfall of the Jedi and the resurgence of the Sith, and if you're wondering if it's all Saul's fault, it is. Saul, the worst Jedi ever. Worst Jedi. So there's a vergence in the Force, and the Jedi don't know what it is, and they don't know what caused it, and they're pretty sure it's on Brendok. They've been there for weeks and they can't find it, and for some reason they feel the need to interfere with it and stop it or diagnose it, or I don't know, but they're there looking for it. The Force. Obi-Wan Kenobi said in A New Hope, that is from 1977, and the first time the Force is ever mentioned is in A New Hope, the first movie, 1977, and he said, well, the Force is what gives the Jedi's power. It's an energy field created by all living things. Surrounds us, penetrates us, and binds the galaxy together. But I guess it used to be different in the old Republic, and they really need to get their hands in there and manipulate the Force, you know? And stop anybody else from using it except for them, like maybe, I don't know, a witch coven who doesn't appear to be bothering anyone, a coven that used the Force, which is the energy field that binds the galaxy together, to create life, to create a pair of twins to help lead their coven into the future. And the Jedi said, Saul said, the worst Jedi ever, Saul said, I think those kids are in danger. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to take those kids from their mother. Hey, I've got a feeling, and I'm going to go take those kids away from their mother. You know what? I peeked around a corner, saw the twins amongst their family, and their rituals and what they're doing of their culture, and I decided on my own I'm going to rescue those kids from, I don't know, nothing. I'm going to rescue those kids from nothing. I'm going to interfere with another culture and take their children, because it's a feeling I got. Yeah, we're the Jedi, and it's what we do. So Saul discovers near the end that they're not sisters, or they're even children of a mother, that they were birthed by the Force, and they are two sides of the same coin. They're the same entity or something, because the Jedi are guardians of the Force, and they just have to make sure they get in there. And you know, the thing that's bigger than the entire universe and can't really be controlled, I view the Force, and this is just me, I view the Force and Force users, be it Jedi, Sith, or witches, as surfers. You can ride the wave. but you can't control the wave. The wave is the wave. It's the ocean. It's the everything. You can ride it and do your best to be with it, but you can't manipulate the wave. You can't manipulate the force. The force is the force.
Skip the end.
So, Osha kills Saul, the worst Jedi ever. I was cheering so loud. After she discovers Saul killed their mother to protect them from their mother. Hysterical. And when she does, the blue crystal in the lightsaber changes to red, which was very good. Let's not mince words. That was cool. That was a cool thing. That was a good thing. That's one of the reasons I'm still watching this show, is all the lightsaber stuff. There are many times I wish they wouldn't talk. I'd be like, don't talk, just get to the lightsabers. Get to the lightsaber battles, because the lightsaber battles are good. Can we agree on that? I think we can agree on that. That's good stuff. So, then there's this crazy idea that Kamir can use the Force to wipe specific memories from May and then send her on her way so that Osha can be trained by Kamir, and zero idea really why Osha has this change of heart or why May no longer wants to participate in this thing. And now, because the twins are two sides of the same coin and the same entity, we know this amnesia thing's not going to work long. It's a dumb idea. I think it's a dumb idea. I do. Yoda said, always two there are, no more, no less, a master and an apprentice. So now Kamir has his acolyte. That's the show. Osha is the acolyte to Kamir. That's where we're going. So then Vanestra shows up, and the rest of the cops. It's the matching uniforms thing that makes me think they're cops. They look like police. They're all dressed the same, and they show up, you know, they just, and blames Saul, the worst Jedi ever, blames Saul for everything. Massive, total cover-up. Because she's discovered that her old Padawan Kamir is alive and probably caused the whole thing, but we know it's Saul because he's the worst Jedi ever. On another note, Force users can sense things. They can sense danger, distress, emotions, the future in some instances. But what they can't do is sense things that are in front of them or use their eyes or hear with their ears, which is why they have to hire this guy. Who is this guy? This is Basil, or Basil if you want to pronounce it that way, and he's from the books apparently. He's from the Star Wars books. He's a tracker. And I'm fine with the little rodent guy being good at tracking. That makes complete sense to me, but I'm not buying that he's stealthy. He's a little short, fat rodent guy. And I can see him. I see him walking around. He's not stealthy. He's not disappearing, but yeah, I'm not buying the stealth thing. He's no ninja, okay? And he works for the Jedi, except when he doesn't, because he appears to have no real allegiance, because he sabotages Saul's ship when he doesn't like what's going on there. He appears to have his own little agenda. So yay for tiny rodent guy for having some sense of honor and some sense of duty, because Saul doesn't. Because again, Saul's the worst Jedi ever. The dialogue is bad. I was blaming the actors for a lot of it, and some of the acting is bad, but the dialogue is bad. And the using of classic canon lines, I'm down with that. I like, you know, when they always put in, I've got a really bad feeling about this, or here's when the fun begins. But when Kamir says, strike him down and your journey will be complete, it doesn't quite fit with me. It doesn't fit. It felt tacked on as opposed to being natural and being cool. It just seemed, it didn't fit. And there's lots of Easter eggs. You can watch plenty of videos that will show you all of the Easter eggs that make reference to the other movies and whatnot. Speaking of reference to the other movies and whatnot, Yoda's at the end. You know, just a reminder that we will never ever get away from the Skywalker family line. Never. The Star Wars universe is enormous and vast, and it's ever growing with characters and planets and ships, but we'll never not mention something that connects it back to the Skywalkers. And yeah, I loved The Mandalorian when Luke showed up. I'm not made of stone. Holy crap, that was good. That was very cool, because you get to see Luke finally being a kick-ass Jedi. That's great. But I do need some more stories about some random folks. Not everything needs to connect to the Star Wars Skywalker family. And this guy. Is this Dark Plagueis? I don't know. Zero idea. The internet's going crazy with the idea that it's hiding, and it's just, we get one image and we immediately start it just going on and on and on and on. But I'll say this to the Star Wars universe, it better be him. Because my goodness, if it's not him, then everyone's going to lose their minds if it's just some thing, if it's just some dude, you know? Throw us a bone here. Make it be him. Everybody wants it to be him. If it's not him, oh my God. I mean, the Acolyte is getting trashed, absolutely trashed on the internet, saying it's the worst Star Wars thing ever. It's not, because let's not forget we had the Christmas special, okay? That's number one. That's at the top. That is always number one, is the Star Wars Christmas special. Ugh. Am I watching season 2? Of course I am. Like I said in my first video, I get to criticize it, and I get to love it. I love the lightsaber scenes. I love anytime a spaceship takes off or a spaceship lands. I love the Star Wars universe because it's one of my nerddoms. I love it. I'm going to watch it. I get to criticize it because I want it to be more, and I get to love it for the things I love it for. I get to love all the lightsaber battles and all the ships and all the things like that. Am I watching it again? Yes, I'm absolutely going to watch season 2 to see what happens. I'm in. Always gonna be in. That'll do it for my wrap-up review of the first season of The Acolyte. I'm sorry it was just a big rant. I really am. But on a final note, for me, what is missing and what I love about the Star Wars universe and about science fiction, The Acolyte lacks poetry. It lacks the poetry of The Empire Strikes Back, Yoda's lines, all of the mysticism, all of the things that come from Alec Guinness's portrayal of Obi-Wan Kenobi. It lacks the poetry of it. It lacks poetry. But I'm in. I'm in for it because it's part of my nerddom, and I love spaceships and love lightsabers. I love all of that stuff, and I get to criticize it and get to love it. Yeah, but it lacks a little bit of poetry. Like and subscribe if you like this content, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you know when my stuff drops. It drops on Sunday. Thanks for coming on this journey with me. Thank you as always, and until I see you next time, as always, peace, love, live long and prosper. And I mean it. I have a merch store now. The Tom Batelson Show has a merch store, so go ahead and get yourself a hat, a baseball cap, a mug, a sweatshirt, a hoodie with the peace, love, live long, or prosper hands on it, and help spread the word about the show.